Uni-Pecker, chipping creativity. With magic restored and all pony tribes reunited, it meant that 5 particular friends consisting of 2 Pegasi, 2 Earth ponies, and a unicorn will never have to be apart. Right now, they were relaxing together at Maritime Bay. Hitch and Sunny were currently showing their new friends around the town, Izzy particularly happy that she didn't frighten the whole town again like last time. Sunny gave them smoothies for all of them to sample, and Hitch showed off his sheriff skills proudly. He was slightly concerned, though, when Pip stumbled upon a certain calendar hanging on the office's wall. He would have been mortified to know that Pip posted the item on Ponygram. Right now, they were currently back at Sunny's lighthouse, now fully reconstructed in its former glory. Sunny showed her new friends a collection of her dad's artifacts, telling stories of what her father told her about ancient Equestria. They sat around the kitchen while Sunny told stories about a unicorn who befriended 5 ordinary ponies and became the princess of friendship. The others, apart from Hitch who heard these stories with Sunny growing up, were captivated and hung on every word. When her stories ended, Hitch unexpectedly turned to the unicorn of the group. "Izzy?" Hitch asked unexpectedly, causing the others to turn to the stallion.
Yes?
Izzy perked up, drinking another smoothie out of a straw. This was her 6th cup already. "I've got a question about when we went looking for the crystals," Hitch explained.
Go on.
Izzy urged him on with a hoof. "Remember when we found out that that bridge across the ravine collapsed and we were arguing on the other side?" Hitch continued his questioning.
Mm-hmm.
Izzy made a sound of acknowledgement. "Well, I was wondering..." Hitch coughed hesitantly. "How did you get that tree down?"
Didn't any pony notice me doing what I was doing?
Izzy looked at the others. The group shook their heads.
Sorry, Izzy.
Sunny smiled sheepishly.
I was busy telling them what we were gonna do. You gave us quite the talking to.
Zip added.
You sounded like our mom when we would argue.
Pip nodded in agreement.
Well then, my friends.
Izzy gave a cocky smile and a wink.
I will show and tell you how I managed to get that tree down.
She began to clear her throat as if she was going to tell some elaborate story.
Before we had magic now, we didn't, of course.
Izzy began, earning a few groans from the 4 ponies around the table as Izzy told her story in typical Izzy enthusiasm.
And since we didn't have magic, we had to find other ways to do simple tasks. Hoofs can only go so far. Sunny saw me do just one example when I arrived in Maritime Bay. I did?
Sunny perked up.
Remember when he gave me that can of beans and wanted to see me do magic?
Izzy wiggled her eyebrows at Sunny.
You used your horn to... Oh.
Sunny's eyes widened at what Izzy hinted at.
I'm gonna need some context here.
Zip looked between Sunny and Izzy.
Make that the 2 of us.
Pip and Hitch said in unison before looking at each other. Why do we keep agreeing on the same things? Hitch sighed.
Beats me.
Pip shrugged, before turning towards Sunny for an explanation.
So, what's with the can? I wanted to see what magic looked like, so I gave Izzy a can of beans to see it glow and float.
Sunny went on.
Instead, Izzy used her horn to pierce the can open.
The other 3 nodded, before one by one realization struck them. Wait, Hitch said slowly.
She didn't.
Pip said next.
Did she?
Zip asked. The 3 turned to the unicorn and up towards her horn.
Now you all get it.
Izzy beamed.
I used my horn to chisel away at the tree, and then it collapsed.
The 4 ponies' eyes bulged, and their mouths dropped to the tabletop.
Remember when you pointed your horn at me when you first got into my house?
Sunny slowly said.
That horn looked pretty sharp when it was aimed right at me.
Hitch was looking at Izzy's horn with mild curiosity. His mouth was opening and closing as he looked at the protruding pony appendage. How? Hitch gaped.
Like this.
Izzy bent down and pointed her horn at one of the table's legs.
Izzy, don't!
Sunny warned, but it was too late. Izzy was already using her horn to peck away at the leg, wood shavings flying everywhere. It came off with a snap, causing the table to lose its balance and spill smoothies on every pony.
Oh, I just washed my mane!
Pip squealed in horror.
Ta-da!
Izzy gave her signature catchphrase of triumph.
Oh, I got an idea.
She then dashed off out to the kitchen. The others got up and dried themselves off. The sound of wood being chiseled away made Sunny's blood run cold. She dashed out of the kitchen, the others following close behind her. What they found next gave Sunny a small heart attack. It was as if an actual woodpecker flew into the house and decided to fly and practice its pecking skills. There were holes in every wooden item of furniture. The door was left hanging open with a hole through it.
Wow.
Zip commented as she looked around at the chaos.
She's committed. When Izzy gets going, it's hard for her to stop.
Sunny sighed, and Hitch assessed the damage. You want me to arrest her for property damage? Hitch quirked an eyebrow.
No.
Sunny chuckled and waved a hoof.
I'll just give her a very strong talking to.
Well, if you say so. Hitch rolled his eyes. You're a bit of a softie.
Whatever you say, Critter Magnet.
Sunny teased, causing Hitch to blush and stutter.
Well, right now...
Pip intertwined.
We need to know where she went off to now.
It was at that moment an almighty thud came from outside, causing birds to fly in every direction. Every pony jumped in fright and looked in every direction to figure out what and where the sound was. 2 seagulls landed on the windowsill and began pecking at the glass. Sunny and Hitch recognized them immediately. The other 2 Peckish looked at the 2 birds in surprise.
Friends of yours?
Zip turned to Hitch and Sunny.
More like Hitch's friends.
Sunny pointed at Hitch.
Those birds in a crowd follow Hitch when he's on duty. They even sleep outside his office. Oh, I see why you called him Critter Magnet.
Pip giggled.
That's so adorable.
Hitch rolled his eyes and opened the window, trying to hide another blush on his face. The 2 birds were in a panic and pointed towards the direction of the woods. I think I know where Izzy is now, Hitch called to them. She's gone to the woods.
Then let's go.
Sunny led the way.
I don't want to think about what will happen if she makes it to town.
By the time they made it to the woods, they found Izzy chiseling away at another tree. Her head was down, her horn pointing and pecking rapidly away at the trunk. She had a ferocious look on her face as her 4 legs pushed against the tree until it collapsed with a hard thud. Her friends stood back at a safe distance so as to not get sawdust in their eyes, which was flying everywhere in the breeze. They were amazed at how fast Izzy worked. The look of strong determination was amusing and also frightening at the same time when she took that tree down.
Izzy, what did you do to my furniture?
Sunny sighed in defeat.
I just had everything bought. Sorry.
Izzy chuckled sheepishly.
But when I have an idea, I just have to go with it. Besides, I just came up with a brilliant idea. Does it involve those trees that you chiseled down?
Zip pointed at the 2 now fallen trees.
Yep.
Izzy rubbed her hooves together in excitement. Somehow, she then managed to get 4 blindfolds out of her mane. I don't like where this is going. Hitch gulped. What are you planning?
Oh, don't be such a scared colt and put them on.
Izzy rolled her eyes.
It's a surprise.
The other 4 looked at each other, shrugged, and put them on.
Now, no peeking.
Izzy giggled as she got to work. Every pony's ears swiveled left and right as they noted that Izzy was chipping away at the tree at different angles. Occasionally she would ask one of them to turn around and they can feel Izzy holding one of their hooves or make their heads turn. Pip was also instructed to take her phone out from under her wing. Izzy removed her blindfold and took her away from her work. When the pair returned, Pip was instructed to put her blindfold back on and stood next to the others again. What did she ask you? Hitch asked with his blindfold still on.
For some reason, Izzy wanted me to strike a pose on my phone and asked how I would usually take a selfie.
They didn't know how long they were standing there, but they also wondered what Izzy was planning. Eventually, it was time to see what Izzy got in store for them.
Alright, every pony, take off your blindfolds and I've got a special surprise for you all.
Every pony did as they were told and looked at what Izzy had crafted. For the second time that day, their mouths dropped open as they took in the sight in front of them.
Ta-da!
Izzy gestured to her work with a triumphant smile. Standing in front of them was a life-size accurate sculpture of the 5 of them, with Sunny in the middle and her 4 friends around them in the form that she took when she became an alicorn. Her wings were spread out and she was looking up with a hopeful smile. It was as if she was grateful that all the tribes were reunited as one. Hitch was next to Sunny, a proud smile on his face and a strong pose, chest puffed out in pride as he displayed his belt and badge. Zip was displayed above him, a confident smile as she was flying. Pip was next to them, her phone in a hoof while she was taking a selfie. A cute pout was sculpted on her face, winking as she took the picture with the phone's camera. Izzy was her usual bubbly self in the sculpture on Sunny's opposite side, a wild yet warm smile on her face. To say that Izzy's friends were shocked was an understatement. They stared at Izzy's work with awe and wonder.
Izzy?
Sunny gaped.
This is amazing!
Very lifelike. Hitch complimented with a smile.
You really captured my mane.
Pip said, impressed, as she trotted over and inspected it.
I so wish I live-streamed it. The views we would get would go through the roof. Amazing. Was all Zip could muster from her lips. I want to dedicate the sculpture to the first every ponies who I can call friends.
Izzy smiled warmly at her friends.
And also how we restored magic and reunited the 3 pony races together.
You wouldn't mind moving this to the center of town? Hitch turned to Izzy for permission. Izzy only beamed to Hitch's idea.
Of course! Art should always be there for display, right?
Izzy rhetorically asked, earning nods of agreement with the others.
Is this so you can add to the calendar of Hitch's poses?
Sunny teased. It has nothing to do with that. Hitch huffed, and the others laughed at Hitch's expense. Afterwards, the 5 friends sat around the sculpture and chatted some more as the sun set below the sculpture in front of them. This seems like a text-based version of an actual episode. It was that believable. And my god, it is a pleasure to read and reread again. Anywho, let's get on to our super friendly donators. Top donators are 630, Peter Coulthard, J Tinman, Darkside, Only One Thing, and Twinkie. Rayden, Narwhals, Blackmoonheart, Pastel Skies, Austin Roland, Crazy Color 557, Stu Hex, Sword Brother and Mordred, Omicron Lyrae, Will, Chris, Dospo, Delta Omega, Jack Hedge, Runeslife 9852, Madman Stan, Leslie Prickett, Drake Lovedragon, Hunter Norman, Stephen Bingham, Line 12, Sorcerer Constantine, Hadzaza, Conver, and many more amazing people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and live life to the fullest.